The Martinez family was spending $6,800 per month in Austin, Texas. 2 kids, 1 dog, and a tight budget that left nothing for savings or vacation. They were stuck. Then they moved to Malaysia. Same lifestyle, actually better for $3,200 per month. Private international school for the kids. 3-bedroom house with a yard. Healthcare that costs less than their Austin copays used to. And they're saving $3,600 monthly. This isn't about extreme budgeting or sacrificing your kids' education and quality of life. This is about 7 countries where American families can live comfortably, safely, and affordably, while their children get excellent education and parents maintain their careers remotely. Let me show you exactly what life costs for a family of 4 in each country, what the schools are like, and which hidden expenses you need to know about before you move. Before we dive into specific countries, let's establish what family budget actually means for this comparison. We're talking about a family of 4, 2 parents and 2 school-age children. We're assuming at least one parent works remotely or has pension income. We're not talking about extreme budget living. We're talking about comfortable middle-class lifestyle. That means 3-bedroom housing in a safe neighborhood, international or high-quality local schools, reliable health care, occasional dining out, domestic help if desired, and money left over for travel and savings. In the US, this lifestyle costs $500 to $8,000 monthly depending on location. The 7 countries on this list can deliver the same or better for $2,500 to $4,500 monthly. One critical factor for families: education. International schools aren't cheap anywhere. In most countries on this list, quality international education runs $400 to $1,200 per child monthly. That's often your single biggest expense abroad. But even with school costs, you'll typically spend less total than you would in the US. Let's start with the most affordable option that still delivers quality. Country 1, Mexico. Mexico offers the easiest transition for American families. Close to the US, familiar culture through American media, and in cities like Playa del Carmen or Puerto Vallarta, you'll find established expat communities with American families who've been there for years. Housing for a family runs $1,200 to $1,800 monthly for a 3-bedroom in a good area. That gets you a modern apartment or house in a safe neighborhood, often with amenities like pools and gyms that would cost extra in the US. The biggest expense is education. International schools in Mexico range dramatically. Budget schools start around $400 per child monthly. Mid-tier schools run $600 to $800. Top-tier international schools can hit $1,200 per child monthly. Most American families choose mid-tier schools at $700 per child. For 2 kids, that's $1,400 monthly. Still less than US private school, but it's a significant budget item. Healthcare in Mexico is excellent and affordable. Private insurance for a family of 4 runs $250 to $400 monthly. Doctor visits cost $30 to $50. Even major procedures cost a fraction of US prices. Many Americans specifically travel to Mexico for dental work and surgeries. Daily living expenses are where Mexico really shines. Groceries for a family run $400 to $600 each monthly. You can eat at nice restaurants for $40 to $60 for the whole family. Utilities, including high-speed internet, run $150 to $200. Many families hire domestic help. A part-time cleaner costs $15 to $25 per visit, twice weekly. Full-time help, if desired, runs $350 to $500 monthly. Total monthly budget for comfortable family life in Mexico, $3,500 to $4,500, depending on school choice and lifestyle. The advantages: proximity to the US for visiting family, familiar food and products available, strong expat community for support, and kids can maintain English easily while learning Spanish. The disadvantages: some areas have safety concerns that require research. Public schools aren't suitable for non-Spanish speakers, and U.S. tax obligations remain. Since you're so close, you'll likely visit often. For families who want to test expat life without fully committing, Mexico offers an easy first step with the option to drive back to the U.S. if needed. Country 2, Portugal. Portugal has become incredibly popular with American families over the past 5 years, and for good reason. It's safe, beautiful, offers excellent quality of life, and provides access to the entire European Union. The D7 visa allows families to relocate relatively easily. You need to show passive income of about $9,000 annually, plus additional for dependents, easily met with remote work or pension income. Housing in Lisbon or Porto runs $1,500 to $2,200 monthly for a family-sized apartment. Smaller cities like Braga or Coimbra drop to $1,000 to $1,400. You're getting modern apartments in walkable neighborhoods with good public transportation. Education is Portugal's biggest challenge for American families. Public schools are in Portuguese, which works if your kids are young enough to become bilingual quickly. International schools are expensive, $800s to $1,400s per child monthly in Lisbon. That's $850 to $1,500 at current exchange rates. Some families choose the Portuguese public system and supplement with English tutoring. Others choose lower-cost private Portuguese schools at $300 to $500 per child. This works well if you're committed to kids learning Portuguese. Healthcare through the public system is essentially free after you're a resident. Private health insurance adds $100 to $200 monthly for the family if you want it, but many families find the public system adequate. Daily expenses in Portugal are moderate. Groceries run $500 to $700 monthly. Dining out is affordable, $50 to $80 for a family meal at a good restaurant. Utilities including internet cost $120 to $180 monthly. Portugal has excellent public transportation. Many families don't need a car, saving significantly on vehicle costs, insurance, and fuel. Total monthly budget, $2,800 to $4,000, about $3,000 to $4,300, depending heavily on education choices. The advantages: EU access for travel, excellent healthcare, very safe, great food and wine culture, mild climate, and increasing English proficiency, especially among younger people. The disadvantages: language barrier for older kids in public schools. International schools are expensive. Bureaucracy is slow and frustrating, and housing costs have risen significantly in popular areas. Portugal works wonderfully for families with younger children who can integrate into Portuguese schools, or families who can afford international school tuition. Country 3, Malaysia. Malaysia might be the best value for money option on this list. You get modern infrastructure, excellent schools, great food, and true diversity in a country that actively welcomes expats. The MM2H, Malaysia My Second Home visa, requires either a fixed deposit of about $107,000 in a Malaysian bank or proof of substantial offshore income. It's not cheap to qualify for, but once you have it, the benefits are significant. Housing in Kuala Lumpur runs $800 to $1,400 monthly for a spacious 3-bedroom condo in a good area. That includes 24-hour security, pool, gym, and often playgrounds. Penang and other cities cost $600 to $1,000 for similar quality. Education is surprisingly affordable for the quality offered. Malaysia has numerous international schools following British, American, or international baccalaureate curricula. Costs range from $450 to $900 per child monthly for good schools. Top-tier schools can reach $1,200 per child. but most families find excellent options at $600 to $700. The education quality is genuinely good. Many schools have teachers from the UK, US, Canada, and Australia. Class sizes are smaller than US public schools. Healthcare in Malaysia is outstanding. Many hospitals specifically cater to medical tourists. Private insurance for a family costs $200 to $350 monthly. Doctor visits run $15 to $30. Even major procedures cost far less than in the US. Food is incredibly cheap and diverse. Groceries run $350 to $500 monthly. Eating out is affordable, $20 to $40 for a family meal. The food scene includes Malay, Chinese, Indian, and Western options, so kids won't struggle with unfamiliar food. Domestic help is common and affordable. Full-time help runs $400 to $550 monthly. Part-time cleaning costs $15 to $20 per visit. Transportation costs depend on location. Many families buy a car. Used cars are affordable and roads are good. Public transportation in KL is excellent and cheap. Total monthly budget, $2,800 to $3,800 for comfortable living with international school. The advantages: modern infrastructure, excellent value, great schools for the price, safe, English widely spoken, diverse culture, and a large expat family community. The disadvantages: hot and humid year-round, significant cultural adjustment from the West, MM2H visa requirements are substantial, and long distance from the US for family visits. Malaysia works exceptionally well for families prioritizing education quality and safety while keeping costs moderate. Country 4. Spain. Spain offers European lifestyle, Mediterranean climate, excellent food culture, and a pace of life that many families find healthier than the US rat race. The non-lucrative visa requires showing income of about $28,000 annually for a family of 4. Achievable with remote work or savings. You can't work locally on this visa, but remote work for US companies is fine. Housing costs vary dramatically by location. Barcelona and Madrid run $1,400 to $2,000 monthly for a family apartment. Valencia, Malaga, or Seville drop to $900 to $1,400. Smaller cities and towns can be even cheaper. Education in Spain has good options. Public schools are free and generally good quality, but they're in Spanish. For younger kids, this can work well. They'll become bilingual. Older kids struggle more. International schools cost $600 to $1,200 per child monthly. Some families choose Spanish private schools at $300 to $500 per child as a middle ground. Healthcare is excellent. As residents, you have access to public healthcare, which is very good. Private insurance adds $80 to $150 monthly for a family if desired. Food costs are moderate. Groceries run $500 to $700 monthly. Spain's food culture means eating out is normal and affordable. $40 to $70 for a family meal. The Mediterranean diet is healthy and delicious. Spain has great public transportation. Many families live car-free, especially in cities. This saves significantly. One cultural note: Spain's schedule takes adjustment. School might run 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a long lunch break. Dinner is at 9 p.m. or later. Shops close for siesta. It's different from American schedules, but many families come to love it. Total monthly budget, $2,500 to $3,800. About $2,700 to $4,100, depending on location and school choices. The advantages: incredible food culture, excellent health care, safe, beautiful weather, relaxed lifestyle, and EU access for travel. The disadvantages: language barrier for older kids, different daily schedule requires adjustment, bureaucracy is challenging, and youth unemployment is high. matters if your kids will look for jobs later. Spain works well for families seeking European culture and Mediterranean lifestyle, especially if kids are young enough to become bilingual naturally. Country 5, Thailand. Thailand has been popular with expat families for decades. Bangkok offers modern city life, while Chiang Mai provides a more relaxed, small city atmosphere. Both work well for families. Visa options include the education visa, if you or kids are studying Thai, elite visa, expensive but straightforward, or various long-term options. Thailand's visa system is complex, so research is essential. Housing in Bangkok runs $800 to $1,500 monthly for a spacious 3-bedroom condo in a good location. Chiang Mai drops to $600 to $1,000. You get modern amenities, often including pools and gyms. International schools in Thailand are excellent but expensive. Bangkok has dozens of options following British, American, or IB curricula. Costs range from $600 to $2,500 per child monthly. Chiang Mai schools are slightly cheaper at $500 to $1,200 per child. The education quality is genuinely high. Many schools rival expensive private schools in the US. Healthcare is outstanding. Bangkok's hospitals are world-class. Many Westerners travel to Thailand specifically for medical procedures. Private insurance runs $150 to $300 monthly for a family. Doctor visits cost $20 to $40. Food is incredibly cheap. Groceries run $300 to $500 monthly. Street food and local restaurants are excellent and affordable. $15 to $30 for a family meal. Western restaurants cost more, but are still cheaper than the US. Domestic help is common. Full-time help costs $350 to $500 monthly. Part-time cleaning runs $12 to $20 per visit. Transportation in Bangkok means either using excellent public transit, trains and metro, or hiring drivers. Chiang Mai often requires a car or scooter. Total monthly budget, $2,600 to $3,900 depending on location and school choices. The advantages: excellent international schools, world-class healthcare, incredible food, warm year-round friendly culture, and a huge expat community. The disadvantages: hot and humid constantly, language barrier outside expat areas, visa complexity, pollution in Bangkok, and very long distance from the US. Thailand works exceptionally well for families prioritizing education and healthcare quality while maintaining reasonable costs. Country 6, Costa Rica. Costa Rica bills itself as the Switzerland of Central America. Stable, peaceful, beautiful, and welcoming to foreigners. It's earned that reputation. The Pensionado visa requires showing $1,000 monthly income, or the Rentista visa requires proving $2,500 monthly. For families with remote income, this is straightforward. Housing varies by location. Beach towns and popular expat areas run $200 to $1,800 monthly. Central Valley locations like Rica or Martinez cost $900 to around $400. You get comfortable houses, often with yards. Harder to find in some other countries on this list. Education is Costa Rica's weak point for expat families. International schools exist, but are expensive. $700 to $200 per child monthly. Quality varies significantly. Some families choose Costa Rican private schools at $300 to $500 per child, which can work well, but are in Spanish. Some expat families homeschool using US curricula, which Costa Rica allows. This works if one parent can dedicate time to teaching. Healthcare quality is good through the Kaya public system, which costs based on income, typically $100 to $200 monthly for a family. Private care is also available and affordable. Food costs are moderate. Groceries run $500 to $700 monthly. Imported goods are expensive, but local produce is cheap and excellent. Dining out costs $35 to $60 for a family meal. Transportation often requires a car outside major cities. Used cars are expensive due to import taxes. Fuel costs are high. Budget $300 to $500 monthly for vehicle expenses. Total monthly budget $3,200 to $4,200, depending heavily on education choices. The advantages? Stable democracy, no military, beautiful nature, outdoor lifestyle, proximity to the US, and a large established expat community. The disadvantages: expensive imported goods, limited international school options, roads can be challenging, rainy season is very rainy, and some areas are becoming expensive. Costa Rica works best for families who prioritize safety and nature, and who have solutions for education, younger kids, homeschooling, or budget for expensive schools. Country 7, Philippines. The Philippines offers the most affordable option on this list, while still providing quality schools and good healthcare in major cities. The Special Resident Retirees Visa, SRRV, requires a $10,000 deposit or proving pension income. The process is straightforward compared to most countries. Housing in Metro Manila runs $800 to $1,400 monthly for a 3-bedroom condo in a good area like Makati or BGC. Provincial cities like Cebu or Davao cost $600 to $1,000. You get modern buildings with security, pools, and gyms. International schools are affordable by international standards. Manila has excellent options following American or British curricula at $400 to $900 per child monthly. Provincial cities have fewer options, but costs drop to $300 to $700 per child. The huge advantage? English is an official language. Your kids won't struggle with language barriers. Teachers, doctors, service staff, most speak English well. Healthcare in Manila, Cebu, and Davao is good to excellent. Top hospitals rival Western standards. Private insurance runs $150 to $250 monthly for a family. Doctor visits cost $20 to $40. Food is very cheap. Groceries run $300 to $500 monthly. Filipino food is kid-friendly, not too spicy, familiar flavors. Dining out costs $20 to $40 for a family meal. Western food is available in cities. Domestic help is extremely affordable. Full-time help costs $200 to $350 monthly. This is life-changing for families. Having someone handle cooking, cleaning, and childcare transforms daily stress levels. Transportation in Manila is challenging due to traffic. Many families use ride-sharing, Grab, rather than owning a car. Provincial cities are easier to navigate. Total monthly budget, $2,500 to $3,500 for comfortable living with international school and domestic help. The advantages? Most affordable on the list with domestic help. English language eliminates barriers, warm and friendly culture, beautiful beaches nearby, and international schools are good and affordable. The disadvantages: hot and humid year-round. Typhoon season brings serious storms. Traffic in Manila is terrible. Infrastructure outside major cities can be limited. And pollution in Manila. The Philippines offers the best value for families willing to embrace tropical life and who prioritize affordability without sacrificing education quality. Now let's talk about the expenses that catch families by surprise when moving abroad. First, flights home. If you have family in the US, you'll want to visit. 4 round-trip tickets from Asia to the US can easily cost $4,000 to $6,000. From Europe or Mexico, it's cheaper, but still significant. Budget for at least 1 annual trip. Second, Visa costs and renewals. Initial visa applications can cost $2,000 to $5,000 for a family when you include fees, required documents, and sometimes lawyers. Annual renewals add hundreds more. Third, international health insurance. Local insurance often doesn't cover medical care in the US. If you want coverage that works globally, including US visits, costs increase significantly, potentially $400 to $700 monthly for a family. Fourth, import costs. Some families ship a container of belongings. This can cost $5,000 to $10,000 depending on volume and destination. Others start fresh, which means buying everything new. Fifth, currency exchange risk. If your income is in dollars, but expenses are in local currency, exchange rate movements matter. A 10% currency shift changes your budget by 10%. This is real risk over years. Sixth, children's activities. Sports leagues, music lessons, summer camps. These costs vary, but can add $200 to $500 monthly, depending on how many activities your kids do. Seventh, maintaining US ties. Keeping US phone numbers, Netflix accounts, shipping addresses, storage units. The little expenses of staying connected to the US add up to $100 to $200 monthly. Factor these into your planning. The monthly budgets I've outlined cover daily life, but transition costs and unexpected expenses require a cushion. So, which country is best for your family? There's no universal answer. It depends on your priorities. Easiest transition, Mexico. Close to home, familiar enough to feel comfortable, easy to return if needed. Best education to cost ratio, Malaysia or Philippines. Excellent schools at affordable prices, particularly compared to Europe. Best healthcare, Thailand or Spain. World-class medical systems at reasonable costs. Most beautiful lifestyle, Costa Rica or Portugal. Nature, beaches, outdoor living, healthy cultures. Most affordable overall, Philippines. Lowest total monthly costs while maintaining quality. Safest and most stable, Portugal or Spain. European stability and rule of law. Here's my advice. If you're serious about this, visit. Don't move sight unseen. Spend a month in your top 2 or 3 choices. Live like a resident, not a tourist. Rent an apartment. Enroll kids in trial weeks at schools if possible. See doctors. Use public transportation. Experience the daily reality. That month will tell you more than any article or video can. You'll know if you can handle the heat, the culture, the food, the pace of life. You'll know if your kids seem happy or stressed. You'll know if this place feels like home. Because the best country for your family is the one where you'll all actually thrive. Not just survive on a budget, but live fully while spending less and having more freedom. And that's different for everyone.